Welcome back, my little recusants, to a brand new episode of the Final Fantasy 12 the Zodiac Age 100% guide. We are going to be going through the tree-topped terraces of the Salika Wood. Brand new area here, and Vaughn is on a stealing spree. We're going to be getting lots of scream roots, storm magicites. Yeah, it's going to be super good for our wonderful items and selling and Ares gems and stuff like that. So we can definitely enjoy Vaughn's new gambit. And eventually, after a couple of successful steals, like they got a set of black garb there, which I know is an armor. So they sell more for the Moogle shops and stuff that isn't in loot. So sometimes you have to kind of track and be like, oh, I'm actually getting this particular armor. I better make sure and, you know, go to the other tabs and sell extras if I don't need them. This area isn't for the faint of heart though. It's, you know, the enemies are strong. Like even the little bunny guys, they're taking a fairly heavy beating. And I'm then like, oh yeah, Canelo has the 2 times EXP situation. We need to like move her on to something different. Now, you'll see here that you can also wear ghillie boots. And the ghillie boots are going to be very important for a boss fight. To the point where I need to actually give those accessories to Ash, because there's very much an enemy that's going to do tons of oil damage and stuff, and that's just not the vibe. Now what's frustrating is I actually do have fiery arrows, and I should have been equipping them onto Fran, because burning bow and fiery arrows is just a massive amount of a boost. Now here is the guy that is trying to get to the hunter's camp, and the Moogles are all at the door to the Phone Coast, which is obviously on the way to the hunter's camp, and he's not able to get by because the Moogles are having their unionized break, and it's now our job to run in and try our best to get the Moogles motivated to work, because if he can't get through the door, then we also can't get through the door, and that is not the vibe. This music, the piano is giving me Besaid Island, you know? And the kind of piano, gentle forte, but then it kind of gets into a whole other element of musicality. But either way, we're after getting the Master Thief achievement. Just because Vaughn, with the Thief's Cuffs, is stealing multiple items at a time, so yeah, that's us done. Well, as in for the achievement anyway. We're going to keep on stealing with Vaughn though, because he literally could get us something else nice, so might as well let him work away. Storm Magicite, you know. And now, the issue here is, all throughout the Salika Wood, there are little houses that house Moogles, and these Moogles are chilling in their forest bungalow, and it's now our job to first of all go to the door, and the Moogle there will be like, oh, they've all gone into the forest for a little rest, can you bring them back to me? And then once we bring them back, or to find them to bring them back, we have to visit all the different bungalows, that being one of them, and just be like, get your butts back over to the door. Certain areas are just, as you say, broken down, but it's all just an excuse to have certain winding areas lead off into nothing. We are immune to blind though, or at least Fran is immune to blind thanks to her goggles. So very useful. And as I say, Vaughn is still, you know, getting Scream Roots, Storm Magicites, all sorts of handy options to steal. And as we saw last episode, Vaughn's even able to steal teleport stones. So I will definitely be working on that. When I figure out a couple of enemies that do teleport stones, I can definitely be like, yeah, let's heal those up. Or let's hunt those down to gather 99 teleport stones just so we can pop here, there and everywhere without any stress. Now, we do have another section of the license board, so again, we're just kind of trying our best to skedaddle along and just get stuff finished as quickly as we can. And for me anyway, I'm not even that worried about what specifically I'm getting. I just want to fill up the different sections. And to me, the accessories really are going to be quite useful for our characters. Because the more accessories we have, the more of a space on the other board we get. So, quick little diversion, but I mean, we're nearly maxed out on one board, and as I say, once you've maxed all the accessories, you have a large subsection of the secondary board also done. Yeah, it's a nice setup. You could even have Balthier. Because Balthier has steel built into his, you know, what's the word? Oh yeah, but black garb as well as the black cowl. Those two things together as well can sometimes be, I suppose, a full equipment bonus. Do you know what I mean? So having black cowl and black garb, like it, having matching stuff, like having the burning bow and fire bow and fire arrows. You know, sometimes you have to look at things as complete sets, and sometimes the bonuses with complete sets outweigh the stat buffs that the better weapon, quote unquote, would bring. But what's interesting here is that we're very much going to sequence break this episode. You're meant to just travel through the Salika Wood, and what's meant to be a gatekeeper is that there is a boss, a bomb boss, and that particular boss is meant to hold you still, put you on pause, and not let you move into the deeper depths of the wood, which will eventually bring you to Nabudis, the original kingdom of Ash's husband, Rassler, not Vossler, Rassler. I keep on mixing them up in my head, so I do apologise for misspeaking last episode. But Ash's dead husband was originally from Nabudis, and we are actually able to visit this area in the game. Like, I love how you can just span across so much into Arcadia, Rabanastre, Nabradia, and I don't think we get to go into Rosaria. I don't think. My memory's escaping me. But basically, talk to the Moogle boss, and he's very much like, we could get it fixed if only I had my 9 missing workers. Go and tell them I need them back. Underneath our minimap now, that is the minimap on the top right, we get a little counter, 0 of 9. And we can go hunting for our little Moogles here. And they're on the bigger map, as you can see, with the transparent overlay. I'm just doing my best, or I will do my best, to fully map out the Salika Wood now that we're here. Just explore, collect a few treasure chests, and steal. Soren Magistite and Scream Root, like, it's all pretty good. Now, unfortunately, this is where, when we don't have Pinello, things can go a bit awry, because these enemies do hit very, very hard. And we unfortunately need Fran to not be silenced, because she's the only one that has healing in the form of Curaga. Or Cura, I should say. Now, she's only curing 600. But this is one of the reasons way back when I would have given Fran the Black Mage job, which allows her to learn a good amount of white magics, black magics, green magics, you know, so... But it's not so much the learning as much as it is also important for our characters to... Or for Fran, I should say, to get a bunch of magic potency, which will then make her cures and stuff won't be as strong as Penello's, but, you know, stronger anyway. Vaughn just chit-chats and they're like, oh, we were working, we took a break. Oh, wait, the boss wants us back. Oh, God, he's an ugly guy when he gets mad. We better get going. There's still 7 of us on break out there. Kupo. As you can clearly see, we have the larger map here as an aid. So with the overlay, we know that there is one back at the previous zone with the save crystal, so we may as well go there. And once again, just getting all the storm magicite, getting all the different bits and pieces. It's all good. Sleep is our enemy, though. If we need to get like an accessory for sleep, or at least have some of our guys just with if Guy is asleep, use remedy, you know. Or Princess Kiss. Whichever feels more appropriate. The lucky thing is we end up collecting 3 guys here, so that's way better. So then there's only 4 more left, and that's just 2 sets of 2. But what's great is that with the sequence break, with us being able to defeat this upcoming roadblock of a boss fight, we are able to go into the Necrohall in Abu Dis, but as well as that, we're then able to finish a hunt that we've picked up back in the high wastes, the Mossthorn high wastes. We're able to defeat that and get that finished as well. So again, we've kind of been like blitzing through hunts, but now really is, from this episode onward, it's kind of... Well, no, I can't lie. We're probably going to go back and do more hunts the episode after next anyway. But we're kind of getting a bit more progress. We're moving towards Arcadia, which ultimately is the story's progression. And if you wouldn't mind clarifying for me in the comments section down below, do you guys want me just to keep going with the story and then do side missions? Or are you happy enough with me working away tangentially? Like we're doing we're getting further, we've moved ahead to the Salika Wood, but we're still looking for side content, looking at different things that we can do to kind of bolster our characters, bolster our levels, things like that. Or would you rather just be like, no, Recusant, I'm really liking the story, I just want you to progress the story as much as you can so that you know, we can just worry about side content and filling out the maps and doing all the extra hunts. We can worry about that once you've kind of finished the game or gotten towards the end game, where you can kind of just take specific episodes to be like, I'm exploring this area and doing these espers and having the access to these really good equipments that are really powerful. Or like, are you happier watching me little by little do a bit of one and then like progressing a bit forward, but then trying to do everything we can as we're going forward? Just let me know for your clarity now. It mightn't take effect for a couple of episodes, because obviously these are scheduled well in advance, and I'm trying to keep very much ahead of myself. But look, we'll have to help Fran. Oh my god! Ah, save her! Balthier's first aid coming in clutch. Oh my god, it's so difficult. Fran needs her medical or her magical proficiency boosted, I think. $118 gil, not bad. And then as you can see, there's a whole way up north And then if we go slightly west, we can see the cluster of the other two Mughals that we need to find. But there's also way more areas that we can go through, and one of them is that northern bridge. So that big northern bridge, we're going into that zone now, and we can obviously continue to the left to find those other Mughals. But if we try and go north again, we end up into this boss zone, and normally it's meant to be, this is way too powerful. You have to go to the phone coast, level up, and then circle back if you want to take on this challenge on this bridge. But we are powerful enough thanks to our excessive grinding in the Hen Mines, really. But we also did a good bit of grinding in the Gollemore jungle as well, so, you know, there's that too. We do get a lovely orange teleport crystal, which is always the best thing to have. He does say that we have to find those layabouts and shake them by their pom-poms, but I don't think anyone's laying out beyond here. With the bombs up the road, it could be difficult to see us getting anyway past the bridge. And this is where our helpful group of compadres are like, listen, we can definitely do it, but not so much Fran and Baltier. We are going to be pulling out the big guns. We need our white mage and our black mage, both level 40, to swoop in and kind of do good. Now, we did find Charm. That is a technique. That is a unique treasure chest that we will need to find and spawn here, so I'll just bring that to our attention as well. Now, if you want my advice now, rather than in the middle of the fight, equip your girls with ghillie boots, because these guys love throwing oil on you because they're all fire bombs. And obviously, oil increases the effectiveness of fire magic. So, what ultimately happens though is I end up having to change around Vaughn's steel mechanic. I need to take it off because this bomb loves conjuring more bombs. Now, if we ended up having like Blizzaga instead of Blizzara, Ash would obviously be doing even more catastrophic damage in an AoE. But Blizzara is enough. She just needs to do 2 castings of Blizzara. And then I'm like, oh my god. Let's use our handkerchiefs, wash away the oil off ourselves. And then if we give ourselves like regen, if we give ourselves shell, like we can be getting at least magical resistance from the fire damage, which is great. But avoiding oil is our main prerogative. And getting rid of his haste as well. So all I can say is Dispel has, without a shadow of a doubt, been the most game-changing situation with our girls and their magic and stuff, you know? We don't quite need the burning staff. If we had the rod of ice, that would be good. Now, the issue with this boss is that the Bomb King can use the move Renew, and Renew is basically a big massive heal. To the point where I actually thought, oh my god, we're gonna run out of we're gonna, like, do we have to do so much burst damage that, you know, he doesn't get healed as quickly? And the bottom line is, it just was because I wasn't sure. I just didn't know that there was a limited number of renews he had, but he does have a limit. He'll use it 4 to 5 times, but after that, he can't heal himself anymore. But also, when he summons those bombs, if the bombs are allowed to live, they can self-destruct, which will also massively heal him as well. So that's also not great. Unfortunately there you saw the effects of Renew. He was literally about to go down and then, you know, issues ensued. Now, what we can do is we can use Penello's time magic, we can use other negative impact statuses with Ash. So, yeah, it just is the case where we just needed slightly more strength and firepower. So I was like, right, hang on, let's make sure we have the best equipment for our boy. Let's equip the ice shield. Now, I was technically... Now, Blizzara's still fine because... yeah, look, he's readying Renew again, like, it's so stupid. But I think these guys are also weak to water. So I don't know if Bosch having the ice sword is helping as much as I think it is. But yeah, getting like a rod of ice for Ash would be great too, because a bit like the burning bow or like the fire staff with fire spells. Obviously there's like a storm one for lightning, a frost one for ice, you know. There's like a holy one for holy damage and stuff, so yeah, I'm just noticing him getting constantly healed up and I'm like, oh man, am I actually not able to? You've killed like 30 bombs. Literally there, 30 chain, we've killed 30 bombs. Madness. No. Raise Ash, Penello, quickly. And that's what I mean, like, one situation where Penello wasn't healing, trying to do slow, all of a sudden, like, Ash just dropped like a sack of lead, you know? Now, there is the lovely bio, and that does inflict sap and damage. So I was then thinking, okay, let's try throw some bio up there. And yeah, just like that, we can click in to check with sap and slowed. So, with all these negative statuses, it is just a case of wearing him down. It's a battle of attrition, and it's a game that we will win. Like, Penello still has 300s of MP. Like, Penello's going to be absolutely fine. We have over 78 ethers, so even in an absolute pinch, we can just use items to bring back our MP and stuff. Obviously, guys, if you're not up into the levels that I'm at, this fight will be too challenging for you. But I do think it is just worth it to be able to go in and see the other areas and get that hunt finished. Like, it's beneficial. It really is. You can also use Immobilize. One of the rare circumstances Immobilize works on the boss. And therefore, if the boss can't move, you can kind of stay a bit far away from it as well. As well as that, if it does get very, very low, you can then try and use, yeah, like you can try use your mist skills. Like realistically here is when I should have, just before he cast Renew, obviously, I should have tried using the mist skills, you know, when he was getting to about 20% hit points. And right now I'm like, oh my god, please just... How many renews does this guy have? You know? Again, it's a battle of attrition. Once again, applying sap, just so we have a bit more damage over time as well. we're all covered in oil, which is not the best vibe, and this is where I then realized, okay, I can either be going through all these different cycles of using handkerchiefs over and over and over again, or I can just equip the girls with ghillie boots. Which then makes me realize I didn't have all the girls with the ghillie boots license, so we're gonna have to equip that as well. But like, God bless the golden amulets. Like, for times like these, they do just make the running around, killing loads of enemies and just getting copious license points really, really nice. Here we go. Missed chains.
I must endure.
Unfortunately though, we don't get many mischarges, we don't get a good combo, we don't get a good chain. So unfortunately, this gambit does not work. This Hail Mary, unfortunately, leaves us upset. And don't worry, just because it's called Inferno, this is all neutral damage, like just magic damage. It's not elemental at all. But yeah, if we had done it like when it had the tail end, it would have been fine. But now we're in trouble. Ash is super low. Penelo's attacking. It's not great. The clutch high potion was brilliant though. High potion Cura got us right back to the beginning. But unfortunately, it's the oil. I'm like, oh my god, I need Penelo to be immune to oil because she just doesn't have the strength, you know? And like, it's at times like these where I'm like, oh my god, I should have just used Aqua, as in like water spell. Oh, Penelo. Yes, you can, girlfriend. You've got this. Then I'm like, do I just try these different techniques? Do they do more damage? What is it? Was a sizable chunk in fairness. This is his final renew though. I will say this. We're not going to see any more renews. He's silenced. He's stopped. He's slowed. He's sapped. And that's where I'm literally like, oh my god, I want to get rid of these bloody issues when it comes to putting on the ghillie boots. I want to be immune to oil. And then eventually I was like, oh, what's the issue? And I was like, oh, Bosch and them don't actually have the accessory license. So I just buy them, and thankfully they all have what they need license point wise just to buy them. And then it's just the case of, okay, let's actually give you guys equipment that will actually support you getting by this, and let's just give you the most strength, the bastard sword. And now with this we're seeing so much damage. We're now probably only going to have one person have to deal with handkerchiefing. And now we're trying just to get sap's already applied. So then I'm like, can we like give ourselves some slow then? And again, just clicking on will help tell us what stuff we're missing. Ash giving herself an ether just so she can blast her with more magic. And then if we can try disable, I'm trying everything. I'm like, how can I just stop Renew from happening? But you see, if you keep Pinello off healing too long, everyone's HP just plummets. But basically, we've used up all his renews now, so this will be the end of the fight. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in. I have been the RPG Recusant. This has been our stroll through Salika Wood. Next episode we're going to basically check out the Necro Hall in Abudis by being able to unlock the way here using the bombs to blow up the boundary. And then we can move further on towards the Empire, closer and closer. But with this boss defeated, he does in fact roll over and his fuse explodes, leaving us the freedom to explore deeper into the woods. We have a lovely congratulations montage. And that's been our episode. Leave a like and a comment. Hope you have a continued wonderful rest of your day. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye!